and welcome to Inside Healthcare. May is National Mental Health Awareness Month, and health officials say people of all ages are struggling right now with mental health and well-being, and that's impacting their everyday living. Just getting access to healthy foods can be a challenge. Well, we welcome back Jessica Francis with Open Cupboard. Glad to have you back with us. So what are you saying? Now, you were saying beforehand that your numbers have drastically increased just even the last month alone.
That's right. Our numbers have been increasing throughout the pandemic, but even in the last year with the inflation and the cost of living and the cost of food has been increasing. But just last month, the use of our programs increased another 40%.
Incredible. And these are people of all ages, or even seeing some populations even impacted even more so?
Right, we've definitely been seeing increases across the board, but seniors in particular, we've had increasing number of people coming to our markets, seniors coming to our markets. We've seen an increase in inquiries from senior living facilities and other partners that are just showing that it's really difficult if you're on a fixed income. The prices of everything are just rising, and so more and more seniors are struggling with hunger.
And my heart just goes out to, of all people, you know, like the seniors who have lived a long life and stuff, shouldn't have to be facing this challenges right now. And you've tried to make it even more accessible, which is a challenge as well.
That's right. And so our programs are open 6 days a week. We have 2 Today's Harvest locations that don't require any appointments. Anybody can come in and get food. Seniors in particular really like the Today's Harvest markets because you can just come and get a few things, and then whenever you need more, you can come back. You don't have to worry about this is your one visit for the month, or this is your one visit for the week. They can just pick up some of the fresh items, and when they need more, they know they'll be able to come back.
And it's fresh items that are being provided by other grocery stores and things like that?
That's right. We have 2 truck drivers that go out in the mornings, and they're picking up food from all of the local grocery stores. They bring it back, and then we have this wonderful group of volunteers that go through everything, set up our markets, and make it available to the community to take.
And also you have mobile unit as well. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we have our mobile food shelf that it takes all of the items that we have at the food shelf and just makes those available to people that may struggle to get to us. So we go to senior living facilities, and we just opened a new senior mobile food shelf in Newport. We also have them in Oakdale and Woodbury. So we bring the food to the seniors that may struggle to get to us, and then we go to Cimarron Mobile Home Park and Landfall Mobile Home Park.
And what types of things are you offering on these mobile units then?
Yeah, so we have a mix of the fresh fruits and vegetables and milk and meat items, but then also personal hygiene items, household items like dish soap, other items that just help people stretch their budget.
And you were mentioning that you're going to be even expanding even further. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we are looking to continue to make sure that we're eliminating barriers as much as possible. So we have a Harvest Express that's funded by the Washington County that helps bring people to our markets. And so that right now is running Cimarron and Landfall and bringing people to our markets. We're looking at expanding that and making it more accessible for seniors as well, thanks to our partners at Washington County.
And it's, again, stressing it is open to anyone that's in need of some fresh food and things like that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, our programs, we have the traditional food shelf program, the Today's Harvest markets, all of our programs are deliveries to homes. All of them are just designed to make fresh and healthy food, accessible to people. And so we want it to be as low barrier and welcoming and friendly as possible.
It's just shocking to hear that it's growing so much at this time. It just seems like it should be happening, There's
a lot of people that during the pandemic they they went into a deep hole in terms of their finances, the savings is gone, or their credit card debt went up, during that period of time, and so they're still struggling, even though their jobs have come back, and so they just don't have their. Maybe we're already walking a pretty fine edge before the pandemic started, and the little reserves that they had is gone. But there's also a lot of people that discovered us during the pandemic, and now they know when their car needs a repair or when they have a hospital bill or something. Now they know where to go for help, and so there's a lot of different reasons why we're still seeing high numbers, because there's a lot of people that still need help.
And our viewers can help. They can volunteer. They can do things to help out.
Yeah, especially when we're open 6 days a week and we're serving more than 5,000 families a week. We need a lot of help, and so we need volunteers to help us restock our markets and prepare the food, and there's all sorts of volunteer opportunities and to make a difference right here in our community.
Well, hopefully things will even be brighter in the months ahead as we get into the summer months here and stuff. So grateful for Open Cupboard and everything that you provide to the community and to our residents. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Really always a pleasure to have you with us, Jessica.
Thank you.
Thank you. And up next on ways you can reduce headaches and aches and pains. Stay with us.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. High blood pressure silently affects millions of Americans. Staying on top of your blood pressure is as simple as these 4 easy steps. Self-monitoring is power. Visit manageyourbp.org to learn more.
Welcome back to Inside Healthcare. Now on ways that you might be able to reduce your headaches and aches and pains. Joining us for the very first time is Dynamic Drips. So glad to have you with us, and pronounce your name and your last name.
Lisseth DeGracia.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a tongue twister.
And you're a registered nurse?
I'm a registered nurse, yes.
So before we get into Dynamic Drips, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into this.
A little bit of my background. I have worked almost in the entirety of my career in the emergency department and worked in vascular access directly. So I've taught IV insertion for about 12 years. I did vascular access at Children's for a period of time, and then always have worked in the emergency room. And that's been kind of my whole, IVs have always been what I've done and what I've known and what has been my soul as a nurse. So.
And now into your next chapter here.
And now the next chapter, yes.
But doing the same sort of thing?
Same sort of thing. It's honestly kind of right in line with what I've done, which is taking care of people from the inside out, but from more of a wellness perspective and in kind of a different space.
So what is Dynamic Drips? What is it?
Dynamic Drips is a mobile IV vitamin infusion company. We are completely mobile. We have over 20 nurses across the Twin Cities. We're in western Wisconsin, and then just recently expanded to Houston, Texas as well. So we are a mobile IV infusion company. We come right to your house, your office, your place of convenience, and we have 12 pre-formulated IV vitamin infusions. Different things like decreased energy, better sleep cycles, better mental clarity. We have a lot of clients that use it for travel. You're very dehydrated when you travel. For sports performance, so all kinds of different ways we can help your life.
And when you hear IV drips, you think needles and things like that?
Needles are involved. However, like I said, I've taught IV insertion for 12 years. Our nurses, the product that we use is actually manufactured for the comfort of the client. And all of my nurses, I make sure we do very well. And we do it as a comfort to you. This is a concierge service, and we know we're in your place of comfort and we want your comfort. So it is.
So how does it work?
How does it work?
Yeah, and how does it get rid of headaches and aches and pains and things?
Well, about 90% of us are not drinking enough water. The vitamins that we take in orally are only absorbed at about 50 to 60%. And we don't give our bodies the things that they need on the inside. So dehydration can cause a lot of things. It can cause lack of sleep. It can cause lack of mental clarity, headaches. It can cause fatigue, all kinds of stuff. On top of that, the food that we eat is not as nutrient dense as I think a lot of us would like for it to be. So our vitamin levels are not where they should be, and our body doesn't have, our cells are not taken care of the way they should be. On top of that, different ailments that people have, like illnesses, respiratory, flu, stomach flu, you can call us. You can go right to our website and book online. And then we have 20 nurses, like I said, and you book your appointment if you're indecisive or don't know quite which infusion to choose, because it is a new thing.
So it can be like I woke up that morning and I need some help and stuff like that?
Same day. We come right to you.
And the procedure?
So the procedure is very, very simple, very smooth. So you will book either with us or online. We'll take a full health history so we kind of know any ailments, any allergies, any medications. And then the nurse will come over. We take a full set of vitals, and then we mix up your infusion right on site. We can tailor it to you. Every ingredient is individualized. And then as long as your vitals are within a range that we can give you a liter of fluid, then we give you the fluid and the vitamins, and right in the comfort of your own home.
And how long does it take, and how often do you have to do it?
It takes about 30 to 45 minutes. There's no really how often you have to do it. It's kind of based on your preference and your goals. It should be done regularly. You're going to keep up with yourself better regularly. I kind of equate it to like eating the right foods and drinking the right amount of water. You're getting those nutrients. So doing that for a couple days and then not doing it at all is probably not the best decision. So consistency is really good for you. However, there's a lot of like one and dones, like the migraines and the stomach flus and the respiratory illnesses. So it kind of depends on your goals and whether you're doing it for one ailment or situation or as kind of a wellness and self-care.
And this is all for health and wellness and that. Or some think of it as maybe a hangover type of a cure?
You know, that's kind of what it's known for. When you say that, people kind of know what it is. That is honestly the least of our appointments are hangovers, and that's something I'm pretty proud of. I think that it's very good for a hangover. That is a great first impression because it shows you that what we do works. You go from zero to hero pretty quick, but at the same time, I wanted to bring it as a wellness aspect. I wanted to show people that you have a resource for not only your health care, but your body as a whole and taking care of it. So most of what we do is wellness-based, athletic performance, and not hangovers, surprisingly.
Athletic performance. You can really do better in everything then?
You can. Magnesium is the element most lost in sweat. So when you're sweating at all, you're losing magnesium. Vitamin C increases your collagen production and helps your tissues repair better. So when you're trying to grow your muscles and you're ripping them and tearing them, we kind of put the right things in at the cellular level for you to recover properly. And then if you recover properly, then your next workout is more effective.
And it's for people of all ages and things?
All ages. We are the only company in the Twin Cities, in the state of Minnesota, that will do pediatrics. So we can do kiddos. We have patients up to 100 years old.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I know I've learned about you from a good friend of mine and saying how it really helped them getting rid of their headaches and their other things like that. So testimony, and I bet you have to be very grateful of patients when...
I am grateful of patients, of just being able to provide them with the resource that we have with a medical professional in their home, someone they can trust. I strive for service and the way that we treat our clients to be a very big standard, so we want them to be comfortable and happy and feel their best.
Final comments for our viewers on if they want more information about having...
What we do? So you can look right at our website, www.dynamicdrips.com. We have an Instagram, we have a Facebook. You're welcome to give me a call at 612-208-8245. But lots of ways to give us a call or check out the website.
Well, a pleasure to have you on Inside Healthcare.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Great information.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And still ahead, we're going to be talking about addressing vaping, drugs, and alcohol in the digital age. So stay with us.
Vision loss is not something that you feel until it happens.
Most people lose their vision from diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma, not at birth.
3 million Americans have glaucoma, and half don't even know it.
11 million people in the United States have macular degeneration.
So many eye disorders can be treated if caught early.
Make a plan today to get your eyes checked.
Visit brightfocus.org to learn more.
As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this is Mental Health Awareness Month. People of all ages are struggling with their mental health and well-being right now. Did you know that more firefighters die of suicide than in the line of duty? One local firefighter shares his emotional story with us.
I'm 42 years old, retired firefighter paramedic, and I live with severe PTSD. Along the lines, you just keep some of the calls. They scar up on you, and some of them you notice while the scars are being created, and some of the other ones you don't, and you just try to write it off that it's part of the job. The nightmares started coming more often. I would work 24-hour shifts, and on a busy shift sleep 4 and still not be able to go home and sleep. My body wouldn't relax. I started drinking more. Started thinking of suicide because I couldn't get this under control. I couldn't fix myself. I couldn't man up and deal with it. So I thought I was broken, and I thought that I was ashamed that I couldn't handle this and I couldn't fix it and I couldn't be like how I thought everybody else was. I didn't know the truth that a lot of firefighters and first responders suffer from this and deal with the same thing. I just lost all hope and figured out after 8 years that this was never going to get better, and I put a gun to my head. I was home alone, and I went to the closet and I pulled out a handgun and I closed the door and I sat on the floor, and I put it to my head, pulled the hammer back, and then I remembered that it was my son's first day of kindergarten. And then I'd walked him to school that morning, and we lived just down the street from the school, and he was going to be walking home. And I realized my son would be the one to find me, and I put the gun down.
There is a brand new documentary, Screenagers Under the Influence, addressing vaping, drugs, and alcohol in the digital age. Here's a trailer of it.
There is no question that our tech revolution has completely shifted our world. Talking with teenagers in my clinic, I've had growing concerns about the impact of media on teens' thoughts and decisions when it comes to substances like nicotine, alcohol, weed, and other drugs.
I started vaping about 1 year ago.
90% of smokers start before the age of 18.
One vape, it's like 20 cigarettes.
Vaping created anxiety that I didn't have before.
You ask the question, when is the right time to drink alcohol? When you're happy, you should drink alcohol. When you're sad, you should drink alcohol. That's the world that kids are living in.
Instagram was terrible for my mental health. I compared myself to others. I started hanging out with a lot of kids who were 18 years old. I'm 15. With alcohol, they're gonna make me cool.
I felt like, a terrible mother because I do this work for a living and I have a child who's running off the rails.
I really wanted that feeling of winning, the excitement from getting that.
Your grades are falling drastically.
Behaviors like video games, gambling, social media, that natural history is identical to the natural history of addiction to drugs and alcohol.
I'm going to protect you by smashing it with a hammer.
People will literally just post them smoking a joint.
I thought marijuana is legalized as medicine, so I'm just taking it into my own hands.
I was always trying to fix things for Joe.
Cortical thinning in teens who have used cannabis, it has a lot of concern. People have linked cortical thinning to psychiatric disorders like depression.
Drug dealing has gone onto social media apps.
My son thought that he was taking an oxycodone pill, but what he was really taking was a fake pill made of fentanyl and binder.
That's part of a social media protest. The parents say the Snapchat is not doing enough against drug dealers.
I'm trying to promote this message that they don't have to engage in any substance abuse or use to be themselves.
All sorts of parents are afraid of having consequences. She has the right to her negative emotions.
This was my very last vape. I just pulled my phone out. I said, this is day one.
Teens want to be loved by being listened to.
We have to empower kids to make their own best choices.
NAMI Washington County will be hosting a free area screening and panel discussion of screenagers under the influence on Wednesday, May 24th. It starts at 7 p.m. at Trinity Lutheran Church in Stillwater. It's free, and you can register online through Eventbrite. Well, finally, an upcoming documentary called Last Chance at Glory shows how one Minneapolis semi-pro football team is helping kids stay off the streets, gives them something positive to focus on, and improve their well-being. Here's a look.
Head up, hold on, head up. Ow's a bitch,
We set the fucking tone for the second half. The guys coming down field, blockers, put them on the fucking half.
2 claps. Tighten it up, let's get this locked up. Come on, hold on.
Back open left, 49 give, I want right. Stop.
Let's go. Down. Green up. Check out. Back up. Listen up. This is 3rd down. We gotta convert. We gotta convert. That's fine. Hey, shut up. Larry protects. Larry protects. Respect.
Oh, shut the up.
Open right win. Let's go. 8 shallow cross 6.
I want. Put it up.
Get it on. That shit wrap up. I gotta get some pressure on
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those trespasses against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory.
Got 2 on 2. Let's go. All right, let's go. Communicate. Go get it. Big, don't break. Big, don't break. Hit him. Woo. Bubble. Get 2 claps in the red flag.
Well, that's our program for you. Thank you for joining us. Join us again next time on Inside Healthcare. We'll see you then, everyone.